Okay, so this is a review of the Ryobi, little Ryobi battery chainsaw. Now, this is a recent new model of the Ryobi 18V little chainsaws. It's improved over the older model, which is very basic, or was very basic. So this one, I guess the biggest feature of it, it does have a brushless DC motor. Now you can read up all about the advantages of brushless over brushed motors. Obviously, the biggest advantage is that they don't have brushes, so there's no brushes to wear out or replace. Now, brushless has only been available because of the advance in electronics, which basically means that they can alternate the voltage or the current to the windings using electronics rather than brushes. Now you'll see a lot of videos on YouTube about how brushless motors work, so I won't go into that into much detail here, and the likelihood is that I'll stuff it up anyway. Now the other advantage of this little saw, I'll just make sure this is focused here, hang on a sec. The other advantage of this saw over the previous model, or two advantages, big advantages, are the chain brake. So it's like a regular chainsaw now. And the automatic oiler. So this one has a tank for oil, and it automatically oils the chain as you use it. The old one had I believe, I never had one of the old model saws, but I believe the old model had a push button and you had to manually oil it, oil the chain. Now the risk of course with that is that if you forget and you're using the chainsaw a lot, then there's a risk that you could overheat the bar and you get premature wear to your bar and chain. This model also has the quick chain adjust, so you can adjust the tightness of the chain all externally, just like some of the better stills have on them. So I've used this a couple of times out in the bush. The reason I got this little saw is we go camping a lot and we just need to cut a bit of firewood. Now I've got my larger Stihl 250C, which is a great saw, petrol saw, and that's done me very well. But of course, I just have a most of the time I just have a 16-inch bar on this. That's good enough for cutting the work I need. However, you know, with a petrol chainsaw, they're noisy for a start. That doesn't go down well if you're camping in some areas, some campsites. With other campers, also, you need to carry 2-stroke fuel around with you. You know, and if you've got a diesel vehicle like we have, or if you don't want to be carrying smelly petrol around. Well, diesel smelly as well, I suppose. However, you know, I thought something like this would be fine for cutting a bit of firewood. The other advantage with Ryobi is, I know Ryobi's a well-maligned brand, but for camping, and if you've got solar panels and batteries and things in it, which we do anyway, They also make this 12 volt charger, right? So you can just plug this into your 12 volt socket and you can recharge your batteries without the need for any mains. And I find this works quite well. Just take a couple of batteries. I'll also take a few other little Ryobi tools like a drill. You know, so one battery will power them all. It's quite good, really. So that's all worked out pretty well. Now the only problem with this saw, and it's quite powerful, I've used it a bit, is that it comes with, in Australia anyway, it comes with a 10-inch bar, which is really, you know, you really need a little bit of extra length. Well, everybody needs a bit of extra length, but you need a bit of extra length to make it, for the average size firewood, you know, which might be 8 or 9 inches or more that you're cutting up. You just want a little bit extra. So I thought what I'll do is I'll look around and see if I can get a slightly longer bar. And because it's cut so well with this chain, which is only a, well, it's a 3/8 inch chain, but it's a low profile. And it's only a 4.3 inch, 0.043 inch gauge, which the gauge is the width of the bar, basically. So I thought I'd look around and see if I can maybe upgrade it to a 12-inch bar. Now I note in the US, I believe that they do sell these with a 12-inch bar. And I thought this saw is really, it's more than powerful enough to take a 12-inch bar and a slightly more maybe aggressive chain. So what I did was looked on eBay. Now the important thing is with this, I'll just take this off. So the way to change the chain, of course, is just, this is quite easy with this saw, because all you need to do is undo this here, this cover. It's all can be done by hand, no tools required. And you get to the bar and chain there. Now, you have to remove this chain. We've got to make sure you get, because obviously they don't have, if you look on eBay, they won't say, you know, 12-inch bar and chain for a Ryobi 18V saw compatible. So you have to do a bit of your own research there. So I found the easiest way to get this bar and chain off this saw is to wind, you can manually wind it right back, so it's right back that way. And then what you do, and I hope this works, is you lift the chain off the nose of the bar like that. This is going to prove me wrong here. I'll just have to just slips off like that. Take it off the groove down, and then you can remove the chain. The chain that comes with it is, it's got some branding on there. Can't quite make it out, just got my magnifying glass here. It's not going to help me either. No, there's some sort of, looks like 3 rings joined together. Don't know what that is. Definitely not a, it feels like a pretty cheap chain. 6C08 it's got on there. I'll have to look that up later. I think think I had that on the wrong way. I actually put this all back together with the smaller bar and chain just to show you guys how to take this one off. Right, so anyway, now to get the actual bar off, I find it's just easier to wind out the adjuster, and you can get the bar out from under the clutch mechanism there. So this bar is 375 inch pitch, which is 3/8 chain, and 0.43 gauge, which is the width of the groove in there basically, and it's 40, so that's 40 drive links, 40 links on the chain. So if we can count those, I'm not going to bother doing that. But the important thing is when you look on eBay, you'll see, there must be the Ryobi part number there. When you look on eBay, you'll see all sorts of 12-inch bar and chain combos you can get for about $35, but none of them say for a Ryobi model, whatever model this is, model, well, I showed you the model before, Ryobi model, just focus this back in again. Ryobi model OCS 1825. Okay, so some of the vendors on eBay give specs of their chain and give some detailed measurements. Just looking for a rag to try and... I'll just get a rag. Okay, we're back. So, nothing worse than having greasy hands. So, where was I? Oh yes. So what you're going to do is take some measurements of this bar. And the crucial thing is this groove. Crucial thing is this groove here. Okay, because that's got to make sure that fits with all the mechanism on the chainsaw. So some of the vendors on eBay tell you the size of the groove, and if you measure this one, it's about, it's 8 millimeters. They're about 8 millimeters internal width there. So what I took a punt and I ordered a bar and chain that has an 8 millimeter groove, 12-inch bar, and comes with a chain. And I think that was about $35 on eBay, delivered to the door, so not too much of a risk if it didn't work. Okay, and what arrived was this bar, right, and this chain. Okay, oops. So the bar and chain is actually a 3/8 inch semi-chisel low profile chain. Now it's a slightly wider bar, 0.5 pitch, and 44 drive links. So obviously there's more drive links on the chain because it's a longer chain. Okay? So what you need to do to fit this chain. Now I was a bit slightly worried about that it was a slightly wider chain because the cover might not sit, so it's all been a trial and error. So to change the bar over, you need to remove this mechanism here, which is the adjuster for the chain tightness, and you need to put that on the new bar. This is quite a simple process, just need to get a screwdriver. So there's just this one screw here, right? You just need to unscrew that. Remove this mechanism. Not too badly made. It looks like plastic, however. You need to fit that to the new bar, and if you've ordered the right bar, then it should go on quite easily. So this goes on the outside. Doesn't matter which bay the bar goes up. Let's just have a look at the numbers on the AP1244 509p. It's not a bad quality bar for the price, I suppose. Now you need to be careful, a little bit careful how you mount this, how you do this. So obviously this goes on the outside, so whichever way you want the bar up, you've got to put the mechanism on the appropriate side. So that just that's the end, so that goes in there. And this slots in here, so you'll know immediately if you've got the right bar, because that little locating pin locates, and the slot looks about the right width and the right length, so that's a good one. And just fit that to the new bar. Now the reason why there's only one screw, of course, is because the oiler pumps oil into this hole here, which then goes along the bar and oils your bar and chain. So we'll just fit this back to the saw. Now, put some of this, that's in focus. Just using an old DSLR camera, which is manual focus on video. Anyway, so it's just a reverse of the. So what you've got to do is put that on, adjust it right back, and able to get the chain on. Now, oops, need a bigger chain. Obviously make sure you're putting the chain on the right way around, so it saws in this direction at the bottom, so you've got to make sure the teeth are running that way. And this one's even got a little arrow for the not so intelligent amongst us to work out which way. This chain is not a new one. I used this and sharpened it several times. I've actually got a couple of new ones coming though. I think $20 for two. I did get the brand off this one, which I'm going to look up, and I might post it on the video. Now, so the trick with this chain and this fitting of this, which is a little bit different to other saws, is this might take a little. You've got to make sure you get into the grooves. A little bit more difficult with the chain on its side like this, with the saw on its side rather. You've got to get your chain running along there. Just got to make sure it slots. It's a little bit tricky this, with this slightly bigger. You've got to get everything just, hold your tongue right, get everything just right. I mean, other people might find a better way to get this on, but eventually it'll get there. A little tricky. Make sure it's right back down. everything. Hold your tongue perfectly right. There's not a lot of room. There we go. I think we've done it. And you just make sure it holds in place. Just adjust it out. Okay, I think we're there. Okay, just make sure everything was right. Looks pretty good. So that bar that I ordered, and I put the link to the particular eBay vendor I used, I guess, on there. That works quite well. I've used this quite a bit out in the bush. It's fine. So, and the slightly wider bar doesn't seem to affect it either. Make sure everything's now the trick with this cover is to put the back slot in first, and then just sort of partly tighten it up. Okay, what I normally do is just put it on its, stand it up like that, and then what you've got to do is lift this up. Drag it in until feel what you think is the right tightness for the chain, and you tighten this tightening mechanism here. It could be a little tight. Anyway, people have various theories on what's the correct tightness for a chain. I like it to be like about that. Slides, oops, should be wearing gloves doing this. Slides well, chain brake works, yes. I'm just going to, I'll just stick a battery on that here in the workshop and see that it's working. And then I might set up a log outside and just show you how this cuts with the new chain. I can tell you that this upgrade, not just in the bar length, from what would be about there to where it is now, plus the proper 3/8 inch low profile semi-chiseled chain has made a huge difference to the way this cuts. The brushless motor still handles, it doesn't jam up, it's still quite powerful. And it does everything. I'm really happy with it actually. So here we go with the. So you can see chain spins quite fast. I've seen videos with the older model of this saw, and the chain just goes quite slowly. It would be a very frustrating thing to use, whereas this one is very good. All right, so what we'll do is we'll set up something to try and demonstrate how it cuts, and keep going. Thank you.